Okay, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Troyz. Nice seeing you guys for the first time. Today's video is going to be on a focus on Infinitedesign, but just majorly tools. How to use the tools here on Infinitedesign. So, our advice, if you cannot follow up very well with the video, that you kind of like reduce the speed of video to make it very easy for you to like follow up or such. And please stay tuned to the end because I'm going to be giving out a bonus tip on best settings for Infinitedesign.
So first of all, let's go to the ink section. This is the ink menu bar. When you tap this icon here, it takes you to this ink part here. So this is the ballpoint. The ballpoint is basically an ink that is straight to itself. If noticed, it's just kind of circular at the end, or however, this is just how the ballpoint is. Now this is lasso. This is one of my favorite tools here in Infinitedesign, and lasso is actually it's the shading tool I actually use here. If you can see it, you see the way I'm using it. You can also press to display outlines if you're not very good with the lasso tool. For beginners, I'll advise you use display outlines whenever you have to use your lasso tool. This is display outlines. Now this is what I mean by display outlines. But when you off it, you see what you've actually done here. So I advise you leave it on for beginners. Sorry, I have to turn it off. Okay, now this is the tapered pen. Tapered pen, I use it more when I want to work on edges, stuff like this. Yeah, where the edge has to be sharp, and the other one has to be sharp too. Just know though, I also use the tapered pen for beards, for stuff like beards. Then I also use it for this eyelids here, eye squeeze or whatever it is. Eye squeeze here, wherever it is. You can see. I'm just showing you the tools. This is not the way I draw though. When I'm ready, I will show you guys everything. So let me clear the page. Okay, now this fat marker. Fat marker is same thing as ballpoint, just that no matter how you reduce it, it's going to be bigger compared to ballpoint. If I put a ballpoint here, you see that it's thinner here. So that is just the difference between flat marker and ballpoint. They're basically the same thing. Writing, all this ink here depends on you, the artist, however you want to use the ink here. Then hairline, you can see this. I use this mostly for women. When you want to do this, when you want to show the hair threads and other things. Then gradient is actually lasso tool, but with color in it, kind of mixing of two colors, a mix of two colors. So depends on you. We'll get to what I did here just now. I just want to show you the inks, and these are short dash, long lines. Basically all these inks here depends on you. As I said before, the one of the setbacks of Infinitedesign so far is that in Infinitedesign you cannot create your own ink rather. So if not, I would have created a lot of other inks I would have loved to use, artistic that. So like I said, although most times some of these other inks here I use them for background design and some other things. So it depends on you. Now here, this tool here on top here, this is the select icon. You can either tap and you can either activate it here or come here and press select. Here, come here and press select. The difference between here and here is that here, when I tap it first, it shows, and when I tap it again, it goes. But here, when I tap it, it shows, and when I tap it, it does not go. We get that. Then in select tool, we have select all. Now I have to put some things on this drawing just so that we can work with the select tool. Now you can either select all, or like I said, system is big. You can either select all or not. If you want to like edit a change or something, come and do something. Okay, let's say we're trying to draw his nose or something. Oh, let's say we're trying to draw his nose. Like I said, this is not how I draw, but I'm just trying to like illustrate something for you guys. So let's say we want to use the select tool now. This is it. I've selected the nose. If you like wanted to combine these two lines together, you come here and press combine layer here, press combine, and you have different options for your combine. The first tool I choose in the combine. Yeah, so you guys can see. Then invert just does basically the opposite. Whatever you choose, you can choose the opposite of it. If you like add so many things to select, and maybe you don't want to select, maybe there were more stuffs like this around, instead you can just press invert and it will go to other things which you want to select, but you didn't select. I just hope you guys understand this. Clear. Let's leave that for now. Transform, basically to increase its size. To rotate it. Transform actually just a cool tool, but I would still say it depends on the artist for manipulation. To know how to use it. This style of transform, this part here, this option here, to try to do more than just kind of liquefying it and transform, and this is more like keeping it in one place but rotating it. Or rotating it on this axis here. Just be careful with the tool though. And this is just keeping it in one spot and increasing it. So just play around with it. Then this is the properties option, which you can use to reduce opacity. Opacity is actually how visible your object is. So if you want it 100%, same thing. You should also know that you can also apply this for all your inks, and you can increase the size of lasso. If I use on now 2 here, let me use something else. You see that I can increase this size, but lasso is also isn't really a line based ink. So it doesn't really have this let me show you, it doesn't really have this line in between it. You understand? It's a fill tool, so you can't increase the size of the fill tool. Okay, we have edits. We also have color. Here in properties, you can change the color of whatever object you have selected, and if you know how to manipulate and select so many other things, you can change their color. And that's just it. Okay, so we also have the edit tool here. The difference between using the edit tool and using the select tool for inks is this: when you are trying to increase the size of your inks, especially your line inks, it's easier for you to increase them gradually here with your edit. But unlike your select here, unlike your using properties here, if you notice now, it kind of just like increase or reduces just drastically. So except I use my hand to start setting it, so certain degree, and it has way to get a specific size here. But watch this. You can see that here is increasing 0.4, 0.6. So just like that, it depends. And same thing with opacity. Same thing with colors too. I'm also going to change the specific ink you were using before. As you guys saw that I changed my ink from lasso to from ballpoint. This would have been nice on this guy, on this picture board. Okay, so okay, what's next is delete. Obviously you all know what delete is used for. Come on. Okay, so group is basically just grouping and ungrouping. Press ungroup. If it is group, it's easier for you to work with all of them as one. Easier for you to work with all of them as one. That's basically what group is for. Front to back. Let me change this color first so you guys can understand what front and back means. Now if you notice, this shade, this ink is on top this other ink, isn't it? So if we were to take this ink forward, yeah, that's what front and back actually used for. Then you can copy and paste. Now the wonderful thing about Infinitedesign is that apart from the fact that you can just copy and paste here on this space, you can actually copy this and take it to somewhere else, as in like another work entirely, and paste it there. Okay, let me look for something. Okay, so as you can see here, I've carried it over here from that other drawing, and it's actually going to stay on your clipboard till you want to use it, or till you like minimize the app or something. Okay, So we're done with copy. Next is cut. It's more like delete, but you can keep it there. Cut is just basically like, okay, I don't want you on this layer, I want to put you in this layer. But the truth there is that it has to go into a new layer. You're going to move to a new layer if you do that. Merge. Okay. You can also align your objects, just like Adobe Illustrator. It depends on you, however you want to place them. Just simply based on you. Oh no, this liquify. It's liquefied, so okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have hardly used this tool in all my life of using Infinitedesign. Okay, let me try here. It's almost like a normal edit tool, but kind of for adjustments or so. Frame. I don't know, see, it's kind of the same as edit or transform rather. Same as transform. Distort. It's just the other part of transform, if you guys can remember. But this is kind of more better than the other one, because that other one kind of like disturbs a whole lot, unlike this, which is really easy to work with. And then this is part. Remember, I told you guys you can just change this there. Then this is your I'm sure that will be enough. You might guys will not try need so much. So this is your eraser tool. Now eraser and the eraser tool and the ink tools are trying the same thing, so you can use different style of ink to erase. But you have to know something though, you cannot reduce opacity to erase. It's not going to work like Photoshop and other things. This is your opacity tool. This is your opacity tool. So kind of just like the brightness of your ink, depends on you however you want to use it. And this is your color wheel. Tap here to add colors, tap this icon here to add colors. let me say you kind of like picked color from the object and you want to save it for future reference. Let's take some colors from him. So come in here, there's the color. I advise whenever you want to take color from your photo reference, always try to take from different parts of the person's skin, just to keep the balance. And later on, just adjust the colors. But for now, I just want to show you guys what I'm doing, how to save colors on color palette, how to save your palette to your file. So after you do this, just press save and then rename. Okay, open, and then voila, this is it right here. Okay, and also remember that whatever name you use to save this palette, you can also share your palette to someone else. This name here, just look for it on your file manager and you can just share it. Okay, let's go to my file manager. Infinitedesign and Infinitedesign palette, color palette. I can't remember the name of what I wrote, but I know it was a very funny thing. But I just want to show you guys that you can actually share your palette. Okay, this is it. So JSON is always saved on JSON. You can actually save this and share. So it depends on you. If you like want to help you fill out it out and you're like, hey, let's give to a person. But your color palette, you have to come and drop it here because it's not going to show there over there. So you have to drop it here. And also, if someone wants to give you his projects to help him finish up or to help him amend or to help him work on, you come over here, design. Come over here, project. Sorry. Look for the name of the project. These are all my projects here. I try to rename them so they won't overlap themselves. So you can, share your design files to someone else. You also have to know that when you're sharing design files, it's good to also move. This is a glossy I did here. Now if you notice, it's 1.2 MB because of the workload that was in the drawing. Let me go over to Infinitedesign and show you guys that work. Then we'll finish up here. Also, if you want to save your work, the best way to save is here. Open, save. Trust me. Now let's go to glossy. Now this is glossy. So if I want to share this to someone else and I sent that file to the person, when the person opens the file, they're going to see all my work plus by reference. Yeah, and as you can see guys, I actually drew this using different opacities to to just keep it, to let it blend or something. Just to let it blend. Plus gradient and so many other things. I feel like it's looking more dope as I remove the outline. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Yep. I am going to leave it like this. Well, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay, so now if you notice, the app actually just loaded our project so fast. Now it's not because of my RAM or anything, it's because the workload is not much. As you can see here, just 12 objects. The workload is not much, but if it was a heavy load, as you saw in the closed lip, it took it kind of delayed for a bit, for a while. Now that's some perfect, and I'm sure to you guys about putting your lasso tool, lazy pen tool to 15. So let's get to your toolbars. This is your move tool. Basically, you just tap whatever you want to move and just start moving. You don't even need to like tap it, edit, highlight first before you start moving. You can just, and that's it. You can just be like, hey. You have to kind of like deselect whatever you have selected before though. Okay, so that's all about the move tool. And you can also apply different other options here, edit options to it. Edit, I've explained that. Select, I've explained that. Text, yes, you have a kind of, it's Infinitedesign actually has its own fonts here, available fonts, but you have to know that the fonts are not that many, so you might also want to use like Photoshop to input fonts if the font you want is not here. Depends on you. Depends on you. Then you have duplicate. Quite explanatory. And it's not actually moving to another layer. This offset. You can offset, just to give it this kind of outer. Now if you notice, it picked the color here. You see if I change it to white and I offset this, you can see. Now if you offset inward, maybe like yes. Offset outward, I think it's kind of like bit. Okay, if you offset in, the color you selected will be inside. You see, you guys can see. If you offset outward, the color you selected, the color around here will be outside. I kind of prefer a bit more. I prefer this part more than just neat and cool. Okay, so but that's not why we're here. Next is segments. Now, before I use segment 2, I have to draw something. So I can use my segment 2. Now let's say I was trying to like I want to stay in this circle, you understand, but I want to do something inside this circle. Now this segment tool helps you to crop whatever you draw out and whatever is outside. We have to be careful when using a segment tool because most times it hangs it up, so I kind of try to avoid it as I can. This is your layer icon. I just left the toolbar for now so I can finish this and we'll get back. This is your layer icon. You can see the info of your layers by tapping the box there. So it shows that here I've not done anything here, but here there are things here. 17 objects. I can either clear, duplicate, hide. Hide is just to Can try also press it here. I just so like turn it off, turn off the layer. You can also do that for this picture too. Then you can make your background transparent background, and whenever you save this, send to someone else, it's going to be like a clip art. So it depends on you. But you have to know though that even if you do that, even if you off this when you're kind of exporting a picture, you have to also turn this off, background here. Then I advise you to increase your pixels to the highest, just so whenever you're sharing it, so give your picture the highest quality PNG 2, and you can name your art depends on you. So this duplicate, this merge, this is merge to here. There's no other layer to merge to, that's why. If I press clear, it's going to clear everything. That's what this layer is for. That's what that icon is for. That's what this icon is for, to clear. Okay. So let's get back to the toolbar. Remove. Simply like taking it out. As you guys can see, shapes. All of us will be conversant with shapes, but what is it zero going to be for if I don't tell you? So straight line, just basically straight line, circles. You also have to know that these our tools react in terms of whatever ink you select. So if I come here and select you can see they're already twisted. So it depends. Then if you press the lasso tool on the field, I usually use it when I want to like draw the eyes. Just kind of like work with it. And then later I come here and I trim it. And yeah. To look cool and all that. So as you guys can see, there's a lot you can achieve, but like I said, it depends on you as the artist to just simply be sure of what you're doing and how you want to do it. I'm just playing around with this. Alright, you guys will see what I'm gonna use this and do later on. Then you can also reduce the opacity of the layer you are using, and you can still work with them even though the opacity is this low. Hope you guys are seeing it. I have to hide this layer now. Okay, the same thing with rectangle. Your pen tool. Now, this tool is one of the most powerful tool here, or the main reason why I actually like dove or dived into Infinitedesign fully because of that. So just want to this tool for my major projects. So as you can see here, because unlike most other softwares, the apps out there, you don't have this pencil. It makes it really hard to draw, to get things like this sharp line. Also, you will not want to, I advise you not to keep your points so close. If not, they're going to be a bit I advise you not to keep your points so close so that they can look smart. Trust me, you want to make your lines sharp. You want to keep your lines sharp and all that. Like I said, I'm not really drawing, but you guys are going to see like the speed out here later on YouTube later. And just like the other tools here, you can use different inks with that pen. Then this is your arc. Same thing, you can use different inks with it. Depends on you. Most times I use for stuff like lazy tool. Our one of my best, as you guys saw there. You can use a different ink. It took me time before I actually started using this lazy tool, like early this year. But before then, what I did was I used my pen and my lasso, here plus pen, which I advise many of you to use for now when you're shading. So this icon here is to lock the tip or to open it. I press lock. I can try press this, but if it's not locked, you see, I can do this. So depends on you. Like then when I started, I was kind of like This is how I shade it. Then I try to take my time to do stuff like this. But now, because of the lazy tool, I'll just be like, dun, 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 just like that. Your fill tool. Now let me make a circle. So I also advise you to avoid these tools to a certain point, because sometimes they can really just be funny, trust me. Gradient. Gradient is just a fill tool, but it has its own ups and downs, mixing of two colors. Oh, this is a gradient. If I was using this for like a glass or something, this shade or something, I was bring this to more in action. Okay, let's say you was wearing glass or something. This tool also misbehaves a lot too, so keep watch for that. Then, as you guys saw there, you can reduce the opacity of one part to the other part. It depends on you. So you can also add new parts too. No, you're just free to play around with it. Pattern, you will need internet connection for that. Depends on you. So transfer, I'm transferring this to this. I'm transferring the properties of what's happening here to the other one there. So that's what transfer actually does. But just to be clear again, let me do it again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now let's say I did this here and press transfer. You see, so I send this in properties here. Then you have your horizontal line. Let's say I wanted to do like a mirror, kind of like a mirror image. You lock it, and whatever thing you draw here appears on the other side. And that's just how it works. So that is how it works. Same thing with vertical, same thing with radial, but the only thing is that right here you can actually set it to number of planes you want. Oh, this is 6 planes. Let me get 12. So like I said before, 11. It depends on you, fun and other things. So Kalido something perspective for I'll say kind of like 3D just basically 3D stuff, but I hardly use it though. Crop, yes, there's another nice tool here. Yep, there's a crop tool. And what I was pressing here was reset to to like shake it up. Now, the reason why this tool is called Infinitedesign because of the fact that it has infinite canvas. It has an infinite canvas. As you can see here, it has just the infinite canvas. Now I'm going to lose this image. Now normally, except in new the direction in which you squeeze this image to bring back this image, sincerely, then it's gone. But nope, just press reset and press it again and press it. So, and just like that, we're back. Then you can flip, and flip, and that's just it, guys. Then you can lock it, and now you cannot zoom out. So now you can easily shade if you like want to do something. So like I've been saying, guys, this is totally just from my own perspective of how I use the app. So you're not like restrained to using it the only way I've been using it here. Explore. I advise you explore the app a lot. Like take your time and just use different things, do different things. Just get used to the workspace. And guys, based on best settings, you have to go to settings, and over here I try to reduce I don't make my scale too much. Then depends on you for team, depends on you guys when it comes to team. But for me, I prefer this middle one, for my eyes. Rotate canvas, yes. Double tap, please leave this as nothing. If not, you're going to come across so many disturbances when you're drawing, or so many. Just trust me, you just want to leave that as nothing. It's going to give you a lot of troubles. For long press, leave it as eyedropper. Depends on you though, but I would advise you leave it as eyedropper for you to easily pick colors. Then undo and redo. Volume keys on your phone. Disable back, leave it as that. Then for your color wheel, tap it. Now originally when you install your Infinitedesign, this is the color wheel, this one that comes with it. So I advise you choose this based on the fact that you can easily increase saturation and increase and choose what part of the color you want, the brightest side or the darkest side of the color, or you can increase the saturation. So like I said, it depends on you. You can see I'm choosing from the brightest part of the color to the darkest part of the color, or you can increase the saturation. So it just depends on you guys, but I would advise you go for this. Do advice because you might want to use it for different options. There are different options which can use the same tool, and the settings here which are telling you might not be applicable, so it depends on you. But for now, I advise you guys, for you learners, keep it at 15, just within that 10 to 20 range, to make it easier for you to like get this. Okay, just to make it easier for you to like get this control, to get control by the can see. Now I'm going to explain why I said you leave it at 15 to 20. If you had left it at 50 here, just observe the difference. You can see that it's kind of dragging me, it's kind of slow when it's dragging me back. Although it will guide the hand far better, but trust me, you're going to be walking slow and there's not enough time most times. So I advise you keep it somewhere here so you can easily, just do it fast and still be guided to a certain degree. You can increase it if you feel like this is still shaky for you. So it depends on you guys. So also you can choose to use display outlines when using it or not, elastic or not, just depends on you. If you are finding it difficult to understand what I've done here, chat me up on my Discord server and I'll give you guidelines. Thanks. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video.